Hello and welcome to another video on the GPz. That's right, I thought something was about to fall on my head. Well, what am I up to today? I came up with a bit of a plan and a stolen idea, something I read on one of the forums about how to mend these side plates. So the side plates are in pretty good condition. There's not too many cracks, in fact I'm not too sure if there's any cracks on them at all, but which I think is a very common fault on these. They've got the side lugs missing, so these lugs push into the rubber grommets in the frame. A stolen idea off someone off the GPz900R forum. I will name check you if you watch this. And what he basically said was, I use side plates from a GT550 and cut the lugs off those, and then I don't know how, if he glues them in or if he plastic welds them or what he does, but he basically said there's two lugs on the GT550 side plates, and he uses those, cuts them off, puts them on. So this on this side plate, what I noticed straight away is that the pieces that the lugs connect to, one was long and one was short. So I thought, well, if the short one will fit, if it's long enough, then obviously the long one will be. So I faffed around with the short one first and made sure that would fit. So basically it was a bit of a faff. I had to move it around quite a lot on the panel to find out where it would fit. Yeah, it looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but you know from other videos this all can be cleaned up once you've done it, but it is like uber strong. I don't think you could araldite a lug onto a panel and it would stay there. I can't think of another way that you could actually make this stay fixed. I have fitted it to the bike, I've pulled it off the bike. Another tip that I read on the forum about how to remove these panels, which really makes sense, is that when you actually fit them on the bike, when you remove them, if you slip your hand underneath the panel and push from the back through the rubber grommet, obviously it's taking the pressure off the lug, and hopefully it won't break then. Sacrilege maybe, I'm sorry, along with the GT550. Okay, so that is my starting point, so that. Okay, so hopefully what you should end up with, it was a bit of a lucky cut with that. Took a bit of a flyer, a bit of a gamble, but it's always going to be built up underneath with the weld when I plastic weld it. So that is what you should end up with before you start welding. I'll compare that to the position of the other one before I tack it in place, but it looks about right. And then I'll just build up around the bottom with the sprue and the soldering iron and go from there. Okay, so I've tacked this in place, as you can see, just on these two sides here. It's not very neat at the moment, and it needs a lot more plastic in there. It's quite a complex shape to do this plastic welding on, because it's got like a cross shape, many different sizes and facets to get into. But like I say, it's just tacked on at the moment. I'll go and try this out on the bike. Make sure it fits, and then if it fits I'll go all the way around and then clean it up. Okay, so I've been all the way around here now, around the lug at the bottom. It's not very pretty. It fits perfectly actually. I was quite lucky with this one. It seemed to go on better than the first one, so I didn't have to faff around so much. So all I need to do now is I'll clean it up with a mini grinder. Not taking away too much of the plastic that I've welded into there. It doesn't have to look too perfect, but I'd quite like it to look quite factory. So it definitely looks better for a bit of a tidy up. Still very, very strong. Like I said, I didn't want to take too much material off, because all you're doing is just going to make it weaker. It doesn't show. I might just tidy it up a little bit more at some point, but at the end of the day it doesn't show. So it's only me, it's only for me if I'm going to make it tidier. But excellent. That was a cheap fix, another cheap fix. So GT550 side panels, cut the lugs off, that works. Excellent.